Привет! Welcome to my channel and добро пожаловать! Today I'm going to show you how to make chocolate babka. It's so delicious, so fluffy, so moist. The dough is absolutely amazing. It kind of pulls apart, breaks apart. The oozy chocolate comes out. I've also added some pecans and mixed nuts in there. It's literally one of the best sort of cakes, dough, breads, whatever you want to call it, I've ever made. And it doesn't take very long time in the sense of preparing it, but you do need to chill the dough for a day and then you need to prove it for about an hour and a half. But if you're doing other things and you're busy in the kitchen, you can just have that on the side, then it works really, really well. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this recipe. I did post it on my Instagram and I asked you if you wanted to see it. Loads of you said yes, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's get started. In a bowl, add your plain flour, and then we're going to add sugar. Then add your instant yeast and mix everything together until it's combined completely. Then I'm going to add my eggs and water. You can also replace water with milk if you wanted to. And we're going to whisk this on a medium speed for a few minutes. So you want to make sure that the dough comes together, and then at that point you want to add a little bit of salt. And then I've cubed my soft butter, and I'm just adding it a little bit at a time. So I'm gonna get this running and I'll keep adding butter in little cubes while it's moving on medium speed. And that's what you want to do, and this will probably take a couple of minutes or so. Then you want to leave the dough mixing for about 8 to 10 minutes until it sort of becomes nice and elastic and super moist. Now and again you want to scrape down the bowl by using your spatula to make sure it's all evenly incorporated and it's evenly done. In the meantime, you want to take a large clean bowl and add a little bit of oil there, and then using a paper towel spread it around, and this will make sure that the dough can rise and not stick to the actual bowl. Once your dough is ready, you can see it's really nice and elastic, and it should not stick too much to your fingers. Place your dough into your prepared oiled bowl, and yeah, make sure you scrape everything out, even little bits of the dough that's left in there. Just press it down, and I'm gonna wrap this in cling film. And then you can place it into the fridge overnight or minimum 12 hours. Guys and girls, I have my recipe on my website at AllasYummyFood.com. You'll find full ingredients and also directions on how to make this. And also you'll be able to find loads of other recipes that I do for my channel. Just click through, click on the picture, and you'll be able to see the whole video with the directions and the full recipe in English and Russian languages. Next day, you want to prepare your baking tin, spray it with some cooking oil and add your parchment paper. You want to leave little bits on the side so you can easily take it out when it's baked. So just sort of push it against just like that. Our dough has risen, you can see, in the fridge. So you want to take it out. And I'm going to show you how super soft and elastic the dough is. It's still a bit cold, but look at that, really soft. It should leave a thumbprint when you press on that. Sprinkle some flour on top of your surface where you're going to roll out your dough, and then sprinkle a bit more on top and around your rolling pin. The dough is pretty sticky. I didn't actually add enough flour onto my base, so add a bit more flour, especially because you're going to roll out the dough. And you kind of want it a nice shape, like a square. So do your best, roll it out both sides, make sure it's even. And then if it's not, just use your fingers and press it into a square just like this. Then I'm adding my Nutella chocolate spread. You can either make your own, or if you want to save time, you can just add shop-bought Nutella or homemade Nutella or any other chocolate filling that you want. Spread it pretty evenly around all the sides and make sure you have enough there. If you want more chocolate, you can add more. And I've decided to add extra things like pecan nuts in there, and then also adding a different mix of nuts. So make sure you spread it around quite evenly, because you do want to make sure you get a little bit in each bite. And for extra chocolate stuff, And flavor, I'm adding chopped chocolate chips, or you can use chocolate, just cut it into small pieces just like that, and then start rolling it up. So using both hands from both sides evenly, just roll it up. And you kind of want to make sort of like a sausage, like a chocolate dough sausage. So just keep rolling that until you get to the end, and then move your dough back onto your floured surface. And because it's so long, you do want to squish it a little bit from the sides and then on top to make it kind of shorter and fatter. This will make sure that it fits into our pan as well. Once that's done, you want to cut with your sharp knife in the middle through your dough. Make sure it's quite even. And then when you separate each side, you can see the filling is really beautiful in the middle. And then we're kind of doing this sort of braided platter. So the dough is super easy to work with, so don't worry about that. It's not going to stick to anything. Just glue the first two bits together and then just, roll it up and down just like this. So you want to create a braid with a beautiful sort of center, and yeah, just roll it as many times as you possibly can. And of course, like, you can use a thicker or smaller and larger baking tin, just depends what you have in the kitchen. But this one's quite big. So then just pick that up and put that into your baking dish. And it looks like this. Now we want to cling film this again and leave this to proof for at least an hour or an hour and a half, depending on your kitchen. So you can see this has proofed for an hour. Actually, I have a really warm spot in my house, very cheeky. And yeah, this is ready to go. You don't need to do anything else. Just place this into the oven and bake this for about 25 to 30 minutes at 190 degrees Celsius or 375 Fahrenheit. While our cake is baking, we want to make a sugar syrup. So add water and sugar into a pot and then cook it on a low heat for a few minutes until it's melted. We're going to drizzle that all over our chocolate babka when it's ready. Look at that beautiful color. So take your syrup, and it might seem like it's a lot of syrup, but don't worry, just keep sort of making your sponge moist and going over the cake as much as you can. You will see the difference in color once I've finished with my syrup. Look at that, it's beautiful golden, it's so delicious, and it's gonna make the chocolate babka very moist inside as well. I decided to add extra chocolate on top. Feel free to dust it with icing sugar or whatever you want. I wasn't very patient enough, so I decided to cut into it and to show you how it looks inside. And as you can see, it's so soft, it's very hard to cut because it's still warm. You might want to leave it to cool down completely before you eat it, but the smell was too good in the kitchen. So here it is, guys. Enjoy it. I hope you make this, and if you do, tag me on Instagram. And make sure you tag me at AllasYummyFood and follow me on all other social media platforms. And I'll show you other videos that you can check out on my YouTube channel. Thank you. Bye.